All right, we are at a very windy St. Pete. If you were watching qualifying, I loaded up real weather, and yeah, 27 knot wind. So we are taking a look here. We've got, this is pit road right here, and this is the front stretch. Here's the back way that they get into the track. So that shot that you always see with the control tower, obviously not modeled all that great. There's the museum and the baseball field, which is now a soccer field that they go past. And then bits of downtown that I don't know exactly where they go through. It looks like they go through this little parking lot because I see some curbs there. But yeah, St. Pete photogrammetry. You can see the Rays Stadium off over there, downtown St. Pete. Spent a week here for work, and cool little town. It's very, I don't know, different. Just you got retirees and college kids, and it's just a weird mix. So, but I didn't venture out very far. It was pretty much downtown and the Rays Stadium. So we are going to take off from here. We're in a tiny little plane. We're going to head up. Well, we'll go fly over the horrible, ugly Tropicana field, or whatever it's called now, and then head up to Tampa Bay, find the Buccaneers Raymond James Stadium, and then over there on the other side of the bay is East Bay, the dirt track. So I have tried this flight yesterday, and the game just started going to hell, crashing essentially. Not sure why. I think it was a lot of the photogrammetry, but we're in a tiny little baby airplane. It's nearly an ultralight, but it's gonna work. November 1 CK is the tail number that I put on it, and we are going to go take off. I don't know how fast this thing is. Probably not very fast, but winds are, what they say. Let me go look it up again.
Kilo Sierra Papa Golf automated weather observation to 200 Zulu. Wind 205.
205. So we'll be fine taking off on, I think it's 18 down here. Hopefully we don't get tossed around. I don't know, this wind might be pretty brutal in this plane. Yeah, this will be the better option. Can have a lot of assists from the wind, and we definitely don't need the whole runway, so I'm just gonna pop off right here. I mean, this thing sounds like a motorized bicycle. Not a motorcycle, but one of those weird bicycles you see someone put like a little 4-stroke on. There we go. We're in the air. So this is a default plane. I don't like how the default engines and sound operates. Go ahead and flaps up. Pretty sure these are fixed gear, right? Yep. So let's head over in this direction. I always hate these types of planes. At least this one doesn't have a cover on the front nose, but those were always a pain in the ass to tow. So with this video, I want to try something new. I got a little more research done on how to help out videos and get more views. With this, if you're watching, comment whatever you want to do, and we'll see if that boosts some random video helps it compared to the others. The flying videos are doing okay. They're doing what they need to do, and that's just offer something a little different and maybe bring in a few other viewers. Plus it adds more, since putting an ad break in a flight, I just put it every 10 minutes. So just want to try some things out, and if you can comment or want to, or say something about the game, anything works. But there you go, Tropicana. The place is just one of the worst stadiums I've been to, and that's not even talking about the turf that they have in there. It's just, I don't know, old, not old, but I don't know how to describe it. It's definitely cheaply put together, I guess. And it's weird because, you know, Tampa's way over there, so a long ways out of what their name says they are. So, anyways, it was fun to go to, at least. But their fan base is really not too strong, because most of the people that live down here are retirees from different towns, so they usually have more away fans than anything else. Here's St. Pete, though. Really nice, although it thunderstormed pretty much every day that I was there. And they even got a tornado warning, which to me was nothing, because I grew up with tornado warnings, even though we don't get very many now. But yeah, it was like a little EF1 off the coast. I, of course, went out looking for it, but got some decent pictures when I was around there too. So didn't cross over into Tampa at all, other than to fly in and out, and got stuck at that airport for, I think it was like 12 hours when we were trying to leave because of thunderstorms. Just a massive storm that just did not leave. So I never want to return to Tampa, but got a lot of overtime since the travel was all paid for. The good thing about flying on company time. So yeah, sure, this is a lot of people with money living out, having streets and waterways to go out. I don't know how fun boating would be. I mean, I guess the bay wouldn't be too terrible. I grew up on a lake, and the choppy days in the middle of Nebraska on a tiny lake sucked because you couldn't really do much. But yeah, we're going to cross over here. That is Air Force Base there. And some big old bridges. Then East Bay is right over there, I think. So before I even, like, when I got it requested, I was like, okay, I'll throw that in with when I do Volusia and all those others. And then I realized that, oh, it's over here and not on the east side. But now I understand why it's called East Bay. I don't know if there's a little town over there called East Bay or not, but It's obviously on the east side of the bay. Makes a little more sense. So yeah, heading over here, and yeah, it's getting... Frames are just struggling around this area. There's just a lot of photogrammetry over here. And recording at the same time also does not help. But we're sitting at, what, I forgot to do this. There we go. Slight change. 2,700 right now. See if I can trim this out. I've got it fully pegged because I don't have damage on, since you never know if you're going to get a runway that's actually smooth or not. And we've got a little under half fuel, but I think we'll be fine. So yeah, got a little port over here. And we're going to head in this direction. And then head over there. And someone can tell me what the hell this is by the track. Alright, getting the beeps for airspace for the airports that we're just flying in between. Pretty sure we shouldn't be flying right here, but AI traffic off. Alright, so we're going to drop down, get a little better view. I did get a helicopter mod for the game. Helicopters don't make any sense to me on how to fly them, and very difficult to land. Plus, helicopters aren't really supported in the game, so it's kind of a lot of fudged stuff. But it is very good for nice slow flights across areas like this. Drop down here, we're at 2,000. Trying to pick out the stadium. The wind hasn't been too terrible on us. I guess that's a good thing. I figured this was going to get tossed all around. We'll get down to about 1,500. Give us a better view. I would go up to Busch Gardens, but it's actually pretty far north and out of the way from where I want to go, and would add quite a bit of time, and doesn't look all that great. Turns out, just like bridges and everything, roller coasters are like turned into sort of solid buildings, because that's just how 2D imagery works when you try to make 3D out of it. Alright, I think that is the stadium coming into view there. And we're a little lower than I wanted, but we're actually still kind of high up, so I might drop to the 1,000, get us a better view. Holding it about 100 knots. Now that we're a little lower, the wind is starting to kick us around. We'll just put this back up to full speed, level off, and get over here. So yeah, I guess I have been to Tampa, but when I was really young, I went to Busch Gardens. But other than being at the airport and then getting on the bridge, that's about as much as I've done in my adult life. Now I think there is like spring training camp and minor league stuff over here by the stadium for the Yankees. Because when I was looking at it on a map to kind of figure out where everything was, lots of places called Yankee. Let's see, what we got, a Home Depot down there. And we're just going to do a nice low buzz of the stadium. This stadium actually looks pretty good. Other than the ship, I don't think you can really tell what it's supposed to be. And then I assume the old Buck Stadium was right next to this due to the shape of the little circle around it. There you go, Tampa Bay. Yeah, the ship doesn't look too terrible. But yeah, the stands are just the right angle that there's not too much overhang that causes the weird, like, vertical stands. But it looks good. Thought I was crashing there. I had to do a quick look. It's weird to see that much residential area right next to big stadium. Now, you see kind of a hill over here, and that is where the racetrack is. We'll go around downtown. Very low. Always fun to just sometimes fly through the buildings, in between them. But frames are doing better. I got rid of some of the mods that I was using, and I think that helped clear up some of my issues. Plus, I'm not in as fast of a plane as I was recording last time. So, downtown Tampa, I would say probably one of the least known skylines in my mind. The only building I really know is this SunTrust building. None of the other, I don't even know why I know that. But we got a little arena here, convention center. I don't know what that is. I don't think they have a basketball team. Maybe hockey. And then, hey, there's a cruise boat. A couple of cruise boats. And then a port. These coastal cities are so weird because you go to like a really nice coastal area to then a just port filled with a bunch of fuel and storage and everything. Small little airport over there. Got, I don't know what the hell all that is. We'll head over to the racetrack. But yeah, I mean, in order for coastal cities to survive, you obviously have to have the ports and everything to make money and import goods and export. But it's weird that you can go from really cool, neat, touristy looking area to a bunch of coal sitting on the side of the coast. Alright, racetrack is in sight. Right there. And this is probably one of the better looking racetracks because it's in photogrammetry area. Go ahead and slow her down, get a nice view of this. It's iconic walls are up, and you can tell it's East Bay when you get closer to it. It's in essentially the most perfect place a racetrack could be. And I think I heard that it was in trouble and could get closed. There's like no residential. The only place that there's residential is on the other side of this mound of dirt. And so that's got to help with sound. But I don't think you could ask for a better place for a racetrack in a big metro area like this. So, East Bay. And they also have a little motocross, more like a supercross track with that size and tightness. But yeah, with it being photogrammetry, looks really, really good. Lots of detail. The stands aren't turned into weird apartment buildings. And it looks like there was a lot of people out at the motocross track. Now, someone can tell me what the hell this is? At first I thought it was a quarry, but there's really no holes around here. And I don't understand what's going on. So, it's very weird that there's multiple ones of these around. I don't know if it's like a clean water storage system or what. But it's just all around, like, East Bay's on the coast, essentially, and it's got 3 massive hills around it. It's just weird. So, gonna quickly fly back over, get a screenshot for the thumbnail. Well, nope. Oh, if I tried to do that, we were gonna crash. Alright, let's head back to... I don't know where to go to. This freaking mound of dirt, hill, whatever's going on here is massive. I think the closest airport is going to be back by downtown. Don't think it would be worth flying to Auburndale. Yeah, we could. Auburndale's got a racetrack, but that area is what caused things to get really choppy, so I might just say screw it and head back to Tampa. What do we got here? This is anything special, just complex. Doesn't look like it's a training ground or anything because there wasn't too many big buildings next to it. If it is, then it looks way worse than Denver's training ground. Let's head back over here and land at this airport. I don't even know. Tampa Executive, maybe? Pull something up and figure it out. That is... Peter O'Knight. Sorry for the flashing screen if that's happening. Trying to figure out which way the runways go. Let's just... 2-2? Okay. We'll go 2-2. Which is right about in the direction we are going. Just do a left turn in. I think that's going to be 2-2, crossing over there. Yeah, this area just absolutely kills frames. Like, once I start getting to about 25 minutes on the videos, it just really falls apart on me. So, cut throttle all the way, get it down to the point where we can put the flaps out. Once we make the left turn into the wind, it's really going to slow us down. A little high right now. That is a massive ass building though, just to the right of the approach. But you shouldn't be that low. Okay, flaps all the way. And this should be 2-2. It is. I don't have any lights, so just gonna have to be decent. This thing we should be able to get as slow as a 150 and not have any issues. We're still bleeding off speed as we drop, so we're good there. Big old dip as we go over some of these buildings with this high wind. A bit more throttle. Landing at 60 is going to be fine. Cut power all the way off, and it's just a little bounce. Not the best landing. It just kind of hung up there above the ground for a bit. Kind of pulled back too much. There you go. East Bay, Tampa Bay, St. Pete, and a few little attractions on the way there. All in a tiny, tiny little plane that no way in hell I would ever get in one of these. Just, yeah. I know it's just as safe as everything else and safer than a car, but, I don't know. Small planes freak me out a bit now, so. I wouldn't get in this thing. I probably couldn't even fit in this thing, as small as it is. But, yeah. I would get in a 150 over this. I don't know why. Probably because there's less window. Makes me feel like I'm not just flying through the sky without anything. But, yeah, random fears of airplanes and heights. And that's why I do it in-game instead of as a profession. So, hope you enjoyed that video. And again, comment if you can, and we'll see what that does to this video. See if it gets more views, more exposure. Then I might have to start turning into one of those people that says comment and like, and no, I can't do that. I can't put on that smiley happy face that all those other content creators do. But it's worth an experiment on a video that's probably not going to get much over 400, 500 views. So we'll give it a shot, see what happens. And yeah, let me know if you know the area a little bit and can explain anything that I might have questioned. I don't know if I questioned much in this, but here we go. A couple of racetracks. One of them was an airport, and nice short video. Thanks for watching.